I've always talked about and warned how when you're starting a business that you have to like kind of try things, even though you know that this could potentially be a problem later on, you still try it. And then when you get to that point with the problem, you handle the problem, figure out the best way to handle that problem, and then you course correct based on what you had to do to fix that problem. Now, I had to implement a minimum payment per month fee because in the beginning I had a couple of people that kind of fucked me over and decided that they weren't going to pay for months at a time. And recently I had the first person fall victim to the pretty much the repossession clause, which I had. And that is, look, if you miss a certain amount of payments or if you miss a certain amount of time, you are going to lose what you invested. Now, this is very clearly stated with, at the beginning, like, hey, look, you have to pay this much every 30 days. I don't care if you pay it all in one shot or if you pay a little bit at a time, but a minimum of $200 towards your bill has to be paid. And when you're talking about like $1,500 builds and stuff like that, $200 is not very much. That could potentially take like the majority of the year, if not the whole year, to pay, depending on how much you paid up front. So, while to some people, $200 may seem like a lot, it's not. It's not a lot of money. And if you're making an agreement to go into something that you got to pay for, you got to pay for that. So if you can't meet the minimum requirement for payments, and it's not like one day passed, all of a sudden you're fucked. No, we're talking about you pass your payments, and hey, you've passed your payments. Because I don't chase people for like, hey, I don't ask people for money. Like, generally speaking, I let you come to me. Especially if it's not something, that I'm not paying for. But then you run into a situation where, you got fees coming up, and those fees are not something that are profit. Those are all going towards buying parts or whatever. Then I need that fucking money, because at that point, now I'm financing your build for you, and I'm not charging you any interest. So I'm not making any money on that money I'm trying to charge you. That money is to go to cover parts or services. Now, recently, I've had like 3 people, so it's not just one of you. So if you're one of these people that has done this and you're feeling guilty, it's not just you. Generally speaking, anytime it comes to me making a video like this or talking about this, it's because more than one person has done it, and usually it's all in a tight, within a very close time of itself. So going into me getting sick, leading up to me getting COVID, I had multiple people come through and start putting deposits or putting parts deposits on whatever for a build. Now, I got sick, so I disconnected from social media. The time I was sick, I think I made 2 Instagram posts in 3 weeks while I was sick with COVID, just because, many reasons. One, I was feeling like shit, so I didn't want to try and talk to anybody or whatnot. So I just kind of stayed distant, waiting for me to start getting healthy again. But in that time frame, people that were supposed to be making payments or doing things with the build just decided to disappear. Like, they're not going to come through anymore. Now, it made me feel awkward, like, hey, bro, you owe me money. Now, fuck that. I have your goddamn parts. Ain't nothing getting shipped anywhere until I get fucking paid. But I'm not going to be sitting on your shit forever just waiting for you to decide to make the next fucking payment. I don't have a lot of space. That's my fucking part shelf over there. It's already loaded. And then, like, you guys have seen tours of my house multiple times. I have shit all over the place. I can't just stack up your shit waiting for you to fucking decide to pay. And I'm not making any money like that. That's not good for me. So, have I had problems with a block or a head or whatnot not getting shipped out as fast as as it should? Yeah, I've had a week or 2 delay. But, like, again, a weekend or 2 delay versus several months. And what happens is, throughout the year, there have been people who have made payments. And while there are a handful of the guys out there who were super on time and never a problem, there's enough people between every one of those guys where they're slow on making payments and slow on process. So something that should be only like a month or 2 months turns into 4 or 5 months. And then what happens is the person who's late on making payments will come through and make his payment. And then the person has been on time winds up having to suffer more for that, because the other person who was late was technically ahead in the queue, and now I'm trying to jump back to that guy to finish his build and get his shit off the stand, so that way I can get the next guy. So I can't do this logjam shit anymore. And when I'm talking about on Instagram, I was talking about self-imposed recession, is because for several years after I started VHP Engines, so I was making money off doing engine rebuilds before VHP Engines was started. Now, I wasn't making enough money, so after a while, I decided I'm not going to do this. I'm going to raise my prices, and if I don't make any money, then I'm just not going to make any money. And it took me until 2 years ago before I finally started making some noticeable income. Now, post-COVID, me being sick with COVID myself, not post-COVID pandemic, whatever, but since my personal experience with COVID, these experiences has made no money. We're going on 2 months now, and that's doesn't seem like maybe a long time, but when you've made money constantly for the past 2 years, that's a fucking noticeable stretch with no money. Now, my normal income between me and the wife is more than enough to be comfortable. We're going to SeaWorld again, or not SeaWorld, but we're going to Orlando and then Tampa this weekend to go spend some money. And then like in a week or so after that, we're going to DC just because I want to take my kids on a flight somewhere to go spend some more money. And then of course I got ridiculous car payments and all that shit, but we're fine. We're good. I'm good enough to do that, but of course I would like to be making my normal extra money on the side, especially now when I'm in the middle of building an S2000, which nobody's funding. Except for my job, my current 9 to 5. So, anyway, but because of the fact that I'm in this little recession again, where I'm like, it's been a couple months, I haven't made no money. I'm used to not making the extra money again. So now it's like, I'm thinking about the situation I have where I should be making money because I've got multiple people with builds pending with me that haven't made payments or haven't sent me the rest of the parts I need, all these things that like, I'm stuck now, not because the jobs aren't there, the jobs are there. I'm just waiting for the fucking guys who have, committed to go through with the next step, right? So this is crazy to think that I'm going to probably send out the F-22 like next Monday because I got to work in a couple hours, and Friday, it'll be tomorrow. I've only got like an hour window after I wake up to go to work again because I have to go work on Fridays earlier. And then this weekend I'm going to be gone, and then FedEx isn't going to be open on Sundays, so I got to wait till Monday. That's why my block is going to take some time to get shipped out. But it's just wild to think to me that my S2000 will have had the engine pulled, shipped out, machine work done, returned to me, reassembled, and back in the car before these guys will come through to finish their fucking build or even get to the next point of their build. Because these guys we're like halfway through. We're not even at the point where I can say we're close to being done. And so the shit that pisses me off, and this is why when I take in the deposit, I've always taken the deposit of the parts needed up front. So that way, if you owe me money still, it's not a big deal because we're talking about labor money, shipping fee money, which is of course not going to ship until it's done, and the labor I don't need until I'm done. So I've always tried to be cool with that. I'm like, well, I don't need the full money up front because X, Y, and Z. But now I'm dealing with the problem of holding parts on, parts taking up space in my house, parts taking up space in my shelves. And, or like recently, which fucking is seriously aggravating, that I came out of pocket, $400+ in a time where I was low on my accounts. I came out of my pocket $400+ to pay for machine shop labors, the charges that, that's money that doesn't go to me. I don't make money on that. And now so until I make that money back, I've lost money. So I've pretty much been your credit card for you. Swipe that fucking, my card to cover your fucking fees. And now I'm waiting to get paid back, So what's most likely going to happen is, I might be starting to require, depending on a certain amount, either my deposits are going to hugely increase to be the vast majority of the money. So either that's going to happen. So it's either in deposits are going to get enormous. I'm going to need the full money up front, or I'm just going to start charging late storage or interest fees. And that's going to be a sizable chunk to where you're going to have to pay me a lot of extra money if you want to take your time making payments, because this is ridiculous for me. I can't deal with this. This is bullshit that I have stuff sitting around that's not for me, that's sitting on my shelves and sitting in my fucking house taking up space for people not to pay me the money. So for you currently, and I hope that you motherfuckers, the guys that are in this situation with me right now, are watching this whole fucking thing and listening to me talk, but if you are currently in a situation with me where you are owing me fucking money, or we are expecting to be going forward to the next step in the build, and you are not doing this but the next 2 weeks, then the next time you hear from me isn't going to be, hey bro, when's the next payment? It's going to be, hey, what the fuck is your shipping address? And this is how much money I need for shipping. And at that point, I'm sending you all the parts that I have for you, and you can deal with it on your own. And if you don't fucking send me the shipping money in a timely manner, then I'm going to start tacking on fees for storage. Because I'm just not. Bro, I have friends in the business, people that I do business with on a regular, who would not allow me to slide like this. And we do business on a regular, a reoccurring customer, bringing big money. Like, so for you guys who are one-offs who do work with me one time, or this is your first time, there's no way I can let this shit slide anymore. And even, and so I'm trying my best to keep my my prices where they are right now for the immediate future. So, I guess for me to have to make this worthwhile, I might have to start increasing prices again, because my competitors are all my contemporaries out there that are doing the same shit are charging a lot more fucking money than I am. So it's not like I'm some fucking, bottom of the barrel guy that you're going to. I get good results. So for me to be dealing with this kind of bullshit is just ridiculous. So I think that I'm making enough money at my work, which is why I'm nowhere closer to even considering quitting my day job. My wife's making good money. So I'm pretty comfortable. At this point, I'm just making it to where I'm just going to stop focusing on doing things for other people completely and just focus 100% on myself. And that means like, even if it means where I'm just going to be cutting oil pumps for people every once in a while or doing small things like that, things that aren't going to take up a lot of space. At the end of the day, VHP Engines money is all extra money for me. Despite how much money it's made in the last couple of years, it would need to double in size before I could even consider, walking away from my job. And that I just don't see it happening. Like, this year took off pretty great. We already made more money this year than last year, and I've said that money can stop coming, and we've already broke even. But the way things are going now in the last couple of months, that's not looking good for next year. And if this is going to be more hassle than profit, then I'm just not going to fucking do it anymore. Or I'll just wait another couple of years until hopefully, my personal builds can get out there. Or if I'm focusing more on me and my builds, and I don't have to worry about focusing on other people, then hopefully I can get my shit out there. That'll be advertisement. And then I'll bring people that are more serious about doing this kind of shit. But right now, I'm stuck in a kind of a limbo spot where I don't want to deal with the people I'm dealing with anymore. All right, guys. So,